Next up, we've got the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. This one also Tuesday, December 26th, Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona, where the Diamondbacks play. They always set up that ballpark into a football stadium for this bowl game. Kansas and UNLV. Kansas 12.5-point favorites, 64.5 being the total here in this game. Definitely some things you want to keep in mind, and really more than anything for this game, Kansas, we know throughout the season, Jalen Daniels was banged up for them throughout the course of the season, and Jason Bean had to play quite a bit. That's definitely something you want to keep in mind. We assume Jason Bean is going to be the quarterback here for this bowl game for Kansas, but that hasn't been confirmed just yet. They are still waiting on Jalen Daniels to see there is potential he might be finally back from the back injury for this game, but not confirmed yet. We got to assume.
Oh yeah, come on, no way. I don't believe
that. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's Jason Bean here at quarterback. What's a little bit stunning here for UNLV is Mayava not in the mix here for UNLV here in this bowl game. And it's going to be more than likely Doug Brumfield, who was a starter initially for UNLV, that's going to be at quarterback. And I'll tell you what, I've seen enough of Doug Brumfield to know it's a downgrade. I don't know if it's a huge downgrade, but it's absolutely a downgrade with Jaden Mayava not playing in the bowl game here for UNLV, and Brumfield instead likely to be the starting quarterback here for UNLV. Keep in mind, too, the OC for Kansas, Andy Kotelnicki, he's gone to take that same position at Penn State. So little change in the coaching staff, but very.
Who's the guy they hired? Grimes?
Yeah, I believe that is, for Kansas as far as the offensive coordinator. Yes. So just a little shift in the coaching staff here for KU going into this game. Jeff Grimes taking over after 3 years at Baylor. And so, you're going to get, pretty good balanced offense. He knows he's been an OC for a long time. I don't think it's going to change too much. They're still going to play at an above average pace. I mean, I could definitely see points in this game, but I got to admit, I'm a little more concerned for UNLV's offense in this game with Doug Brumfield at quarterback in this one. I mean, UNLV certainly excited to be in a bowl game. There's no doubt, but pretty big gap, I would think. And the way UNLV played on defense in those last couple games, hard for me to take them knowing what we saw. They got lit up by San Jose State in their final regular season, and then Boise just did a number on UNLV's defense in the Mountain West Championship game. And Kansas is probably better offensively than either of those teams. So maybe a Kansas team total over if I have to throw out a lean right now in this game. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, they are better, I think, than those. And the numbers show it. At times being, they didn't have to throw it a ton, but this team can run it. They average over 210 on the ground, and UNLV, as the year went on, the run defense, which I thought was pretty good. And it was against some of the competition, obviously, who they're playing. But it was pretty good, and they got wins. But I think Kansas can run all over them in this game. You mentioned maybe the team total. Mayava being gone was just a crushing kind of blow. Like, we finally get this kid's quarterback plays really, really well, and he's out of there. And I've seen enough of Brumfield. He's okay, but mistakes are around the corner for them. Tough for UNLV. I think they're happy to be there, but I think this is Kansas. I'd lay it or look to their team total here.
I would agree with that.
And UNLV was the darling ATS all year until the very end there.
And you would think enthused to be in a in a bowl game. That's not been a regular occurrence for UNLV over the last several years. But I mean, I just think personnel wise, they're a little outmatched here, outclassed a little bit. We'll see. But definitely didn't like what I saw in the last couple. They look like that team that ran out of gas a little bit. They've really poured everything into getting to the Mountain West Championship game. And but you remember, they still lack depth. Barry Odom's going to eventually, I think, work to correct that, but they still lack quality depth, UNLV, and I think you're starting to see signs of that late in the season. Just look like a team that's running on fumes a little bit.